Good morning to everyone, to the student leaders of LPU. It was nice to see you all again for the second time, I guess. And the first time we saw each other was our oath-taking ceremony. That was last year. So here I am again in front of you to deliver my last speech as the president of the LPU Central Student Government. So to start, to our University President, Attorney Roberto P. Laurel, to our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Conrado Inigo Jr., to the Dean of the Student Affairs Office, Mr. Jason M. Berlan, to my Vice President, Carl Jerome Zapanta from CITHM, my Secretary Chester Jensen Yan from the College of Arts and Sciences, Treasurer Eljon M. Lagrada of the College of Technology, and to our auditor, Daniele Anvi Fontanilla from the College of Business Administration. To the members of the College Student Government Presidents, the members of the Council of the Presidents, fellow student leaders, the rest of the LPU faculty, ladies and gentlemen. 1982. The year where the LPU Central Student Government was established. Conquering the halls of Lyceum of the Philippines University, with the voice of the students, championing the rights of the student body to be represented and be heard. This flourishing year of student advancement, up until this very moment, is enjoyed freely and celebrated by all aspiring leaders in the university. Since the election of the very first president of LYCESGO, a brave man named Joselito C. Aliswag came into power. He pioneered the advocacy of student involvement and the protection of student rights. It may seem easy for us now to talk about student rights and active involvement to social issues, but dating back 1982, where the nation is still recovering from the aftermath of martial law, where young and idealistic individuals are in deep persecution. It was not easy. He started what we all have now. So by 36 years of glorious student advancement, which carries on a tradition of enlightened nationalism, 36 years of continuous promotion of general welfare and protection of student rights, upholding academic freedom in pursuit of the goal of academic excellence. 36 years of unprecedented promotion of harmonious and peaceful relationships among the studentry, faculty members and the administration based on mutual trust, respect, honesty, equality, and fairness. 36 years of adherence to democratic principles and processes and abides by the rules of the majority. Our glorious years of excellence empowers young Lyceans to create social impact. Our right to have a unified, autonomous, and democratic representative student body were upheld. We were perceptive enough to face the unknown and courageous enough to help others walk through it. It is this attitude that allows us youths to dictate the culture and direction of our society. Permit me to begin this report by thanking the student body for their mandate and congratulating all those who were elected to office in the last elections. You are the hope of the vision of our Lycean leaders way back 1982. This is for me an historic privilege. No man can be exalted higher than to be chosen as the highest ranking officer of a student union by over 15,000 constituents. But the honor of this mandate pales beside its gravity. I interpret this mandate not just by mere prestige, but as summons to supreme self-exertion in the service of the student body. March 2, 2017, when I assumed the presidency, it was historic enough not only for my political party, which is Partido Independiente, but also to my own college, the College of International Relations. For it has been 23 years ago since we had a president from CIR, and is from Independiente, by the man named Georgil Magtanggol Escobar, an independent candidate who won a landslide victory during the 1995 election, Independiente's founder and our 13th LYCESGO president. Funny enough to think that it was also the same year when I was born. Truly, I'd say this: becoming a president is a destiny. As our term ends as the 36th batch of LYCESGO, it is a particularly opportune moment to evaluate the major changes we wrought in the Lycean politics. Prior to our assumption of power, we faced several challenges on how to reform the status quo. LYCESGO has been often quoted as merely an events organizer, and its past leaders have been into various issues and political scandals ranging from misuse of council funds, excessive and extravagant expenditures, fraud and gross misconduct, which undermines the credibility of the High Council. Our first agenda is to reform the status quo by creating a well-planned organizational structure that shall define and delegate work assignments among the secretariats and the associates, enabling the clear lines of authority, outline various problem areas, and come up with a solution as a group. The structure I have created fosters teamwork, where everyone in the organization works toward a common goal. It is not a mere tool of delegating tasks and projects to subordinates, so the council can meet project deadlines. It's a mentorship program designed to students who share the same endeavor with us, and that is to serve the Lyceans with the utmost commitment. Moreover, I principally authored 2 relevant resolutions to reform our university policies, such as the advancement of transparency in the financial transaction of the students. This resolution shall make amendments on the online enrollment assessment form, or EAF, to better reflect the character of expenses undertaken by the student fee. Seconded by the passing of resolution entitled, which is a public favorite, the allowance of wearing of shorts for students during Saturdays. To roll back specific restrictions on clothes permitted to be worn by students, in particular, shorts during Saturday classes. Noting with satisfaction these past efforts of the central student government and various student organizations, stressing the fact that despite these efforts, Lyceum of the Philippines University still faces significant obstacles and is in dire need of reform, particularly on information and technical facilities. Our answer to that is to revamp, by plotting strategies on formulating innovative projects like the first resolution I authored, entitled The Modernization of University Announcements, Guidelines and Policies Through Smart Televisions, to provide adequate resources and tangible facilities to the student fee, and the LPU Text Advisory to address the lack of information communication instrument in the university that impedes integration and interconnectivity. We also unveiled the first ever anti-sexual harassment hotline to address with full confidentiality and any unwelcome sexual act that is offensive, humiliating, or intimidating, either written, verbal, or physical. This is to protect the interests and welfare of the LPU students, first in any university in the country. Various seminars that tackles mental and social awareness were also initiated under my administration. LYCESGO held the very first symposium in the university that emphasizes the importance of raising HIV/AIDS awareness among all millennials and reducing the risk of infection among those at high risk. The Love Yourself Project is an ongoing pioneer project of Love Yourself Incorporated, which aims to prevent the spread of HIV/AIDS among the youth and key affected population through awareness, counseling, and education. The Anti-Hazing Law Seminar with former Senator Joey Lina. The live seminar headed by our LYCESGO Treasurer Eljan Lagrada to help the students overcome depression and anxiety as mental health goes front and center on this forum. Building mental health friendly LPU campus. The 1 Billion Rising Philippines 2018 stand for Women's Rights and Welfare, a global movement founded by Eve Ensler to end rape and sexual violence against women. It was started on February 14, 2012. The billion refers to the United Nations statistic that 1 in 3 women will be raped or beaten in her lifetime, or about 1 billion. Nowadays, dancing begins and making a change and a brighter tomorrow. In terms of external linkages and cooperation outside LPU, I took the lead to become the officer of South Manila Educational Consortium, alongside with our SMEC alternative representative, which is our LYCESGO Secretary, Chester Jansinian. I immediately proposed to the SMEC president and to the members of the council to finally host the summit in LPU last year. With the theme of intensifying leadership, interlacing linkages, and eliminating realities, the fourth meeting of SMEC leaders hosted by LYCESGO at the LPU Culinary Institute Amphitheater set in train a further expansion of the consortium as a higher educational institution, actively collaborating to effect social transformation by promoting the cause of education and dedicated to its objective to establish linkages and networks between the 12 member institutions. Leaders from the 12 member institutions, namely the Adamson University, De La Salle University, De La Salle College of St. Milot, Emilio Aguinaldo College, Lyceum of the Philippines University, Philippine Christian University, Philippine Normal University, Philippine Women's University, Santa Isabel College, St. Paul University Manila, St. Scholastica's College, and the University of the Philippines Manila convened and hold a dialogue to strengthen relations, pursue and enhance cooperation between and among the member universities and colleges. As one of the longest running educational consortiums in Asia, the South Manila Educational Consortium has evolved and continues to grow in a collaborative work of providing quality, humanistic, and holistic education for the member institutions. Us, the SMEC officers, had a thorough discussion on the finalization of initial plans for academic year 2017-2018, such as the Young Leaders Camp event, Student Affairs Learning Session on Gender and Drug Abuse, Financial Status and Budget Allocation, Comparison and Contrast of Student Government or Councils of each school, and lastly, the SMEC SC Committee application processes. Furthermore, on September 12, 2017, LPU Central Student Government Vice President Carl Jerome Zapanta was sent off by LYCESGO as the official delegate of LPU at the recently concluded Philippine Association of Campus Student Advisor NCR Mid-Year Convention 2017 held at Batangas. With over 40 participating universities and colleges throughout the NCR region, PACSA is dedicated to the integral and holistic formation of campus advisors and student leaders from all regions in the country through an enlightened intellectual, moral, social, and spiritual citizenry. The association commits to provide all possible opportunities for the development of skills, talents, potentials of campus advisors, student leaders, and youth sector to become effective and efficient instruments of total transformation. On September 20, 2017, LYCESGO officers actively engaged in the 9th Interactive Youth Forum with the theme, The Filipino Youth Leaders for Justice and Peace in the 21st Century. Organized by the Philippine Association of Administrators and Student Affairs Incorporated and participated by over 300,000 universities and colleges throughout the Philippines at Boracay Island, Malay Aklan. LYCESGO had also secured its partnership in various NGOs such as the Credit Card Association of the Philippines, which bring us a symposium entitled Credit Education Awareness Program, Proper Handling and Building Good Credit History through Financial Instruments, spearheaded by the LYCESGO auditor Daniel Fontanilla. We also had a strong commitment with student leadership and collaboration program, which lead to the establishment of our connection to the Office of Senator Risa Ontiveros and the Office of Senator Bam Aquino. We also established linkages with advocacy organizations such as the Youth for the Mental Health Coalition, University of Santo Tomas Hiraya, University of the Philippines Babaylan, Akbayan, the Forum for Family Planning and Development, and the Center for Youth Advocacy and Networking Incorporated. The main goal is to implement leadership and collaboration program for student leaders, to improve student life in the campus and advancing organizational development and securing of students, welfare in the fields of gender equality, mental health, and overall student rights. Noting the fact that we had partnership with Erasmus Mundus, which is aimed to enhance quality in higher education through scholarships and academic cooperation between the EU and the rest of the world. Most especially with the Entrepreneurship Asia, which organized the 2018 International CSR Summit, of which as I was chosen to speak as a representative of all student leaders before notable CEOs and businessmen, all sharing real-life experiences and inputs from their professional backgrounds. Here are the voices of leading individuals from different ranks and realms of sustainable landscape of the global CSR arena, including the high-level ministers to business leaders and relevant industries to the field experts. While making a difference in people's lives means an active involvement into a larger community, LYCESGO is committed on making that difference through our collective efforts to reach our ITA brothers. LPU Central Student Government would like to extend its gratitude to the Municipality of Botolan, particularly to Honorable Mayor Bing Maniquis Jerezano and her staff, DepEd, the NCIF Zambales, the LPU Casel, to the ITA community from Magisgis, Botolan, Zambales for making this endeavor possible. We made it possible for the ITA students to tour around Manila and immerse in the community where we belong and we should share. LYCESGO is committed on making these efforts into reality, so we did not stop there. LYCESGO officers finally decided to extend our reach high enough to be of help to the Dumagat people. Remaining funds of the LYCESGO administration goes to the rehabilitation of the community library of the Dumagats in Sitio Masla, Barangay Sablang, General Nakar, Quezon Province. Through the initiative of Mr. Yuri Domingo of CIR, the assistance of the LPU Casel, the 5 departments, and the South CIR, LPU Library, and the Senior High School Department, we have worked together to raise funds to finance the rehabilitation. So since this is my last and farewell speech, this is mainly the State of the University address. But this would also serve as my farewell speech. I would like to use this opportune moment to personally thank my co-LYCESGO officers, my Vice President, Carl Jerome Zapanta, which is not here because of his commitment on his academics. So I would like to thank Carl Jerome Zapanta that he has been there to our council for the past 1 year, and I personally think as a friend that as a president, you cannot be a successful one without your vice president. He's been there with me since day one, assisting me and supporting me to all my endeavors. And we also share the same ideals and vision for LYCESGO. Mr. Zapanta has been a very industrious person, and he's been of hard work with the teams and other officers. And to my secretary, Chester Jansinian, I would like to thank you for 1 year of camaraderie and support, for making the works of LYCESGO more. It's easier for us to work with each other, and for all the achievements that you have done in LPU, we thank you, and we are very proud that you are from LYCESGO. And to my treasurer, Eljan M. Lagrada, who has always been a genuine person. He's the saint in our council. He's always been the very best person. And I will miss you, everyone, and later na lang yung message. But to my auditor, Danielle Ann Fontanilla, I would like to make this personal. I thank you for the life lessons that we share. We always talk with each other in the office. And most importantly, I would like to reserve my deepest gratitude to our LYCESGO dean, who has always been our dad in the council. And not only for LYCESGO, but for the student body, for the student leaders under Student Affairs Office. So thank you, Dean, for this opportune moment that we've been your the batch of LYCESGO. We will not forget you, and vice versa. So
What else? To my secretariats and associates who have always been the hero of LYCESGO, all our efforts and works and projects would not be possible without you guys. These are all your efforts. You've been with us throughout day one and until the very last day of LYCESGO. You're always here inside us. We thank you to our ever industrious logistic, Mr. John C. Delara from College of Technology. We had a warm applause with him. To our secretariats of events, Miss Maria Crezaida Kilao. To my presidential secretariat, which is here, Nadine Gatula, our Foreign Affairs Secretary. To our communications department, to our University Publicity and Communications, Mox Manguera and Miss Isa Corping Galvan. Thank you for the service. I promise I will not cry. So, to my presidential administrative planning, Secretary for Administrative Planning, Spiro Grapo, which is now the LYCESGO auditor. Wow. Before you were just my assistant, except for Chester, but no, he's now into LYCESGO as well. So we thank you for those memories that we shared in office, and I would love to see you conquering more hearts and opportunities inside and outside the LPU. I would like to also thank, I promise this, I would like to also thank the cashiers, to the cashier's office. The people from the cashier's office has always been a friend. Thank you, Mom, for the smiles. Every time we and Elgin come to your office, you don't forget to smile with us. It's really a heartwarming scene, seeing you smile. We're still far away from the cashier's office, but they're all smiling. To the Vice President for Finance, thank you, Mom. The security guards of LPU has always been... These are the people that really help us. Throughout our events, the Kuya guards they're always been very patient with us. From the entering of the props, plastics and etc. to all those instruments that we will use for our events, they are the person behind those successful events. So, student leaders, we must also do not forget to thank our Kuya guards, our security guards, because they all contributing factor for our successful events and projects inside the university. Okay. So, I hope I don't forget everyone. Maybe I'll just talk to you later. But I have this love for my secretariats and associates, and I thought I would be the only one who's working for the council before. Because Giv and the other officers would really help me. But these people are the heroes of LYCESGO. I must tell this in front of everyone. Can we give them a round of applause again? So, to wrap up this, I would also thank the 5 college student government president, the president of the College of Arts and Sciences, President John Emmanuel Jondante, so the president of the College of Business Administration, Syra Vera Perez, and congratulations for being the best student government for 2017. Wow. To the president of my college, the College of International Relations, President Renzo Polanco. To the president of course, the College of International Tourism and Hospitality Management, President Kyle Daniel Hermosura. And to the president of Technology and the former LYCESGO auditor, 2016-2017. President Andrew James Esguerra. Alongside with the 5 officers of LYCESGO, these 5 people are also working with us to achieve what we have now. These people are the persons who would, into a federal system type of government, these are the presidents who would work and supervise they would supervise micro efficiently, to supervise the colleges of the 5 colleges of LPU. So because we cannot really supervise and manage these colleges. So let's give them a round of applause. And we thank you for your service, regardless of political background or everything. And in the end, it's still the students. It's the students who we will work for the students and championing their rights. And let's give them service that they deserve. So to young people, it is in fact that we will be the ones carried to the world forward. We will have to therefore believe it to be crucial that we're given the chance to be accountable for the world before we completely inherit it from ancestors. It is our duty. And so I'd like to quote the former President Jose P. Laurel. He said, "The Filipino youth on the march. You who will be either the leaders and masters of your country and your country's fate tomorrow, of the hewers of wood and drawers of water, for other people more ambitious and far-seeing than you, men with vision, with courage and with an indomitable will to succeed, whatever be the obstacles." Unquote. Thus, having been said, I urge Lyceans to become more keen and proactively participate in creating ripples of social changes. Undeniably, as compared to previous administration of LYCESGO, now is in a strategic sweet spot, as inclusive as increasingly institutionalized, collective, and incrementalist. Indeed, projects and policies shaped leaders tenure. With these changing landscapes of the central student government, I am proud that I have shown tenacity and courage to create social change and lead LYCESGO into a new era. Lyceans, as the 35th President of the Lyceum Central Student Government, I now challenge you to rise and excel to whatever endeavors you may be pursuing. I also wanted to mention the incoming LYCESGO President from the College of Arts and Sciences. Shall I say President Stephanie May Andriano, which is my successor. I would like to say that you should use your platform to inspire others, positively influence the crooked people in our government, lead LYCESGO into something else, surpass what we have done, and it always a constant. I have said to you last night, it will always be a constant battle of your personal ideology and perspective and the others. So, being the next LYCESGO president, it would be a tremendous job. It would be good. It would be both sunshine and rain. So I challenge you to be brave and make Team Berlin happy always, and the students as well. So bear in mind that when you left, student leaders, the halls of this university, you are not only carrying your hard-earned diploma or your status as a student leader, but you represent the 66 years of majesty of Lyceum. May the university building's most prominent feature, the Lyceum Tower, be our guiding mark as we stand witness to the university's history and continuing progress. Committed on the principles of excellence, leadership, and innovation, together Lyceans, let us redefine the LPU Central Student Government. In behalf of the LYCESGO officers of academic year 2017 and 2018, we thank you. We thank you. It has been our gratitude to serve the whole student body. So this iconic closing statement shall say, I, John Patrick Alcala-Safiro Sarsalejo, the 36th President of the LPU Central Student Government, now signing off.
Thank you, Mr. John Patrick A. Sarsalejo. Again, let's give him a round of applause. The outgoing LYCESGO President.